When I found Marietta, I didn't just find a place to go to college. I found so much more than that.
I found friends. I found sports.
I found my passion.
I found family.
I found my calling. I found a place to call home. Discover what you can find at Marietta by visiting marietta.edu today.
Coming up today on NewsCenter 15, a shooting in Chicago takes the lives of 5. An assailant is charged as a result.
And an airstrike in Libya leaves residents questioning what's next.
We'll have these stories and more for you. NewsCenter 15 starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Tuesday's edition of NewsCenter 15. I'm Landon Santini.
And I'm Andrew Kontovich.
Topping our news this afternoon, a Chicago man charged with gunning down 5 of his neighbors over the weekend is due in court. Police spokesman Anthony Gulemi says Christophe Merac's hearing Monday comes after he was charged with a 5th count of first-degree murder following Sunday's death of a woman. The 4 other victims were pronounced dead a short time after Saturday's shooting.
In other news, today is White Cane Day, a day to recognize the contributions of people with blindness and low vision and to promote equal opportunities currently. More than 7.5 million Americans are blind or have low vision. The day was first observed in the U.S. in 1964. When Congress passed a law to increase awareness about the white cane's role in promoting independent, safe travel for people with blindness or low vision.
Well, what's the weather going to look like today, you think?
Here to provide a first look at the weather is Cooper Holmes.
Well, thank you, guys. It's been kind of chilly out today as we get into those fall weather conditions. So right now it's going to feel 62 degrees with partly sunny conditions. We actually have a high of 75 and a low of 56 today. Our UV rating, is low, and we have good air quality, but a high pollen content. With fall starting to set in, we have a lot of those different particles floating around. Wind is kind of down with 1 mile an hour north. Humidity, we're at a 98%, with our sunrise being at 7:35, and the sunset at 6:47. So like I said, it's starting to become cooler out there. When you check back in later on in the broadcast, we'll take a wider look at our week ahead and just see what exactly is going to happen out there. That's enough for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you so much, Cooper. In other news, in the capital of Libya, Tripoli, Libyan health authorities say an airstrike has slammed into a house, killing at least 4 people and wounding 4 others, including a child. Tripoli has been the scene of constant dissent among rivaling militias, and at this time, it is uncertain who exactly is responsible for this airstrike.
In Palembang, Indonesia, noxious haze from new deliberately set fires have blanketed parts of Indonesia's Sumatra Island after days of improving air quality. Natural Disaster Mitigation Agency spokesman Agus Wibowo says nearly 1,200 fires were burning nationwide on Monday morning, an increase from less than half that over the past week. Wibowo says South Sumatra province has the most fires with nearly 700 hotspots.
Coming up, a corrections officer was arrested, and more.
We'll be right back after this.
I never chew tobacco. I don't drink much.
Never smoked a cigarette in my life.
HPV. Isn't that about cervical cancer?
What does that have to do with oral cancer?
HPV? Didn't know that.
Hey, Major, did you get your flu vaccine yet? Make that your mission for today.
Did you say mission? Let's do this. With the flu season coming up, we all have to help protect ourselves by getting the flu vaccine. If you're over 65 like me, you gotta even be more careful. Look out! Our immune system may not be as strong as it used to be, so we have to do everything we can to keep the flu from catching up with us. Educating yourself about your flu vaccine options is important. It's also really easy. So ask about your vaccine options, because if you're a tough guy like me, you may need a tough vaccine. The flu can aggravate other conditions, so make it your mission to get the right flu shot for your age.
Lee, is that you? Did you complete your mission?
Oh, you mean the flu shot? No sweat. Visit the National Council on Aging at ncoa.org/flu to learn more about vaccine options for people 65 and older.
A man walked from an Indianapolis suburb to Wisconsin to have sex with whom he believed was a 14-year-old girl he had been talking to on Facebook. Instead, it was 32-year-old Tommy Lee Jenkins who had been talking to a Winnebago County Sheriff's deputy. The officer was posing as a girl named Kaylee who lived in Nehaw, Wisconsin. Soon he began engaging in sexual conversations with her and requesting explicit pictures. He is being charged with using a computer to attempt to persuade, induce, or entice a minor to engage in unlawful sexual activity.
Students at Georgia Southern University burned the books of a Cuban-American author on a grill following a lecture where she argued about white privilege and diversity. Multiple videos on social media show students burning copies of the novel and laughing. Russell Willerton, a professor at the school, released a statement saying that they were disappointed by the uproar and asserted that these destructive and threatening acts do not reflect the values of Georgia Southern University. GSU does not plan to take any action against the students involved and say it was within the students' First Amendment rights.
One man in Jupiter, Florida decided that he could make a difference in his town by paying off the lunch debt for every child in the system. There was a list of 9 schools' outstanding lunch debt of $944.34. Levy decided he wanted to do something about the list and paid the balance for all 400 kids in full. He knew that the kids in debt would go without eating until it was paid. Levy stated, "I thought that's crazy. Food is something you shouldn't have to think about. Children shouldn't learn hungry."
A 10-year-old girl died after she was thrown from a ride Saturday at the Deerfield Township Harvest Festival in New Jersey. The girl was ejected from the ride called Extreme at 6:18 p.m. and suffered serious injuries. She was pronounced dead at 7:20 p.m. Scaly's Amusements stated, "We were absolutely heartbroken. Words cannot express our feelings, and we extend our deepest sympathies to the individual's family and loved ones." It said that the rides and festival games will be closed until they are inspected by the state officials.
Coming up next, we have stories about baby booms, orcas, and vaping.
We'll also get the latest news from Hollywood.
And what can we expect of our weather for the week ahead? We'll look at this and more when your extended forecast comes up after the break.
Where are we?
We are at Marietta College.
This is where we live at Marietta College.
A Vermont fire station is celebrating an influx of new members. Only this group is not ready to carry any ladders just yet. They first have to learn the basics, like walking and talking. It's not the attention getting that usually comes from a firehouse. These cuteness alarms at the Central Fire Station in Burlington were 9 months in the making. 7 pregnancies within the department, 5 of those babies born within 6 months of one another.
A treat for whale watchers in Washington. A rare white orca calf was spotted along the coast. He is a big killer whale, an orca known for hunting seals and sea lions up and down the west coast. It is not the first time the young orca has visited the area. He's actually been spotted a handful of times in the Salish Sea and is kind of a celebrity among the northern coast. He even has a name that means moon in coastal Salish.
A survey shows adults in the United States are vaping less. That's according to the annual National Health Interview Survey. It shows that between 2017 and 2018, vaping for young adults increased significantly. Other surveys shows nearly 30% of high school students currently use e-cigarettes. Even middle schoolers are vaping more each year. Study authors say the trend is a public health concern. In other news, new music and new movies are abound.
Here's Anthony with a look at the Hollywood Minute.
Thanks, guys. Get ready for a Jungle Cruise. The first trailer is out for the latest Disney movie based on the theme park ride. Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt lend a comedic African queen vibe to the film, which opens next July. Zoe Kravitz is getting catty. Multiple sources report the actress has been cast as Catwoman in The Batman. Kravitz is familiar with the characters. She voiced Catwoman in the Batman Lego movie. Robert Pattinson is set for the title role in The Batman, which is due in theaters June 25th, 20th, and 21st. Travis Scott has his first debut #1 on the Billboard Top 100, Highest in the Room. Lived up to its title, topped the charts its first week out. No wonder fans are hungry for the first music from Scott. It's his first single of the year. In Hollywood, I'm Anthony Herman.
Thank you so much for that, Anthony. Well, it looks like we're going to be getting a bit of a cold front as we get further through the week. But just how drastically is that going to affect us?
Well, Landon, like I said, we do have a bit of a cold front coming in. Those fall temperatures are starting to set in. As you can tell from our map here, we are starting to get some storms and some rain to form a bit above us and below us. We might start to see more of that come into play later on through the week. But as of right now, it is kind of staying away from our region, but we are still having those cooler temperatures as well. We can get a closer look maybe at some point. Yeah, so we see we have just a little bit of rain showers around Parkersburg, but around in our own Ohio area and whatnot, we don't have as much activity going on as of right yet. But as I said, those storms could shift at any point. We might get some of that weather later on through the week or maybe into next week as well. And see another closer look. Again, we do have some of those little bits of precipitation and whatnot coming down in a few different areas by us, but as for our little Marietta area, not much is actually going on weather-wise as of right now. But as we look ahead of our 5-day forecast, we can see on Wednesday we're supposed to have a high of 56, a low of 42 with some morning rain showers. Again, starting to see those kind of cooler temperatures come into play. As we move on to Thursday, we have a high of 56 and a low of 38 with some partly sunny conditions. Again, starting to stay in that little range of different fall temperatures. Again, Friday, a high of 61, a low of 36, kind of keeping that whole sunny trend going on. And Saturday, a high of 70 and a low of 46 with some mostly sunny conditions. As you see, we're starting to get more of those high temperatures later on through the week. Again, on Sunday, a high of 70 and a low of 54, and again, partly sunny. So we're starting to get some of those warmer temperatures throughout the week, but kind of a constant trend is having those more lower, like 40s, 50s, maybe even 30s, as we saw previously, come up in our weather this week. So that's all that we have right now for our weather at the moment. We'll toss it back to you guys at the desk and see what else is going on in the world of news.
Thank you so much for the scoop, Coop. Coming up next on News Center 15, we'll give you an update in the world of sports.
Cancer may be tough, but we are tougher. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Our game-changing research has led to the belief that the cures for cancer are in our blood. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Beating cancer is in our blood.
I think it goes around.
Come on, buddy.
I'm here for you.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Look, look.
Why is it so hard?
Let's go. We gotta get you in practice.
I read it. Look, and it said.
And now we're back with John for a look at the wide world of sports.
Seems we have a pretty heartwarming story from Carson King and the University of Iowa.
I guess I'm John.
John, you got more information on that?
Yeah. Apparently my name is John now. But yes, Carson King handed over $3 million to a $3 million check to the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital. The 24-year-old started the campaign after his featured ESPN's College Game Day show garnered national attention. He originally was asking for beer money, but after receiving more donations than he expected, King decided to use the money for something good. More than 35,000 people deposited money into King's Venmo account to help sick kids. And now King says he is considering starting a foundation to help people in need. On to other news. The director of communications for the Los Angeles Angels provided oxycodone to Tyler Saggs before he died. According to ESPN, Eric Kay told investigators he illegally obtained 6 oxycodone pills and gave 3 to Skaggs a day before or 2 before the team left for his trip to Texas. Kay was in a hotel room when Skaggs snorted 3 lines of crushed opioids in front of him. Skaggs passed away July 1st in a hotel room in South Lake, Texas, before the team was set to play the Texas Rangers. He died by choking on vomit after using drugs and alcohol. High level of opioids, including fentanyl, oxycodone, and oxymorphine, were found in his system, as well as alcohol. Kay has been on paid leave from the Angels for at least 30 days. On to another story. The Marietta College men's golf team opened its competition at the Motor City Invite on Sunday afternoon. The Pioneers ended the first day of competition in 15th place as they competed on par 72 7,056-yard TPC of Michigan. Marietta ended the first day with a team score of 340. The Pioneers trailed first place Wayne State 249, second place Findlay 305, third place Davenport 306, fourth place Tiffin 308, and St. Edward's rounds out the top 5 310. Marietta led by the pair of Ian Diffenbach and Dylan Tucker. Diffenbach and Tucker each carded opening of 11 par 83. The duo trails the leader Cameron Lipton of Northwood University, who carded a under 5 par 67. Devin Webster finished 3 shots behind Diffenbach and Tucker as he ended the first day of competition with a round of 86. Jeffrey Mitchell carded a round of 88 to finish 2 shots behind Webster. Gage Herb rounded out the Marietta performance as he ended the day with a 94. And the last story, a pair of second-half goals led the Marietta women's soccer team over Heidelberg University 3-2 on Saturday, October 12th in the evening. The Marietta win improves the Pioneers' record to 7-5-1 overall and 1-2 in the Ohio Athletic Conference. Mac Dorr, Chloe Williams, and Gracie Tate were all responsible for a goal to help the Pioneers to an exciting win.
Thank you so much for that, John. Joining us now at the desk is Cooper Holmes with one last look at the weather. It looks like we're having a bit of a cold front coming around tomorrow.
Yeah, it definitely is. Now that we're officially into fall, it seems like all those 80 to 90 degree days are starting to drift away a little bit, and now we're finally getting into those cooler temperatures. I enjoy them a lot more, but what's your opinion on them?
It's kind of like, I think that's how fall is and autumn is similar to spring, except a bit of the opposite. It's not too warm, not too cold.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, I do think so. And hopefully that rain will kind of keep off too.
Awfully brisk, I would say.
It is fairly awfully brisk.
And it's got quite a scenery outside. Well, we're not quite there yet, but the leaves, more and more, the leaves are starting to change into those lovely orangey, yellowy, red, golden autumn colors.
Starting to have a nice crunch to them when you step on them.
Oh, yes.
Well, we're looking forward to that. And that's it for today's broadcast from all of us here at WCMO TV. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you'll be joining us on Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon 30 and 6:30 for WCMO NewsCenter 15. We'll see you next time.
Candace. This senior basketball player loves to spend time hanging out before class with her best friend and education major Shelby. Shelby knows the best place to study is at the Kalaki Cafe, where she can compare notes with baseball player Ryan and get a great cup of coffee too. In the off-season, Ryan tries his best when he's shooting hoops with broadcasting major Gage in the Dyson Baudo Recreation Center, home of Fenton Court. Gage, as producer at WCMO 15 News, runs the control room, where he shows the ropes to Mary, a junior volleyball player and advertising and public relations major. Mary loves to spend her free time drawing down at the Herman Fine Arts Center, where her sorority sister Madison majors in studio art. Madison meets up downtown with junior rower Katie. Downtown's where you can get beautiful river views, specialty stores, and the best root beer in Ohio. Katie heads back to campus just in time for a class in the Rickey Science Center with who else but Candace. So take a look around. Here at Marietta College, we're all connected. We are family, and we are all pioneers.